It's transfer season, so let's put forward a transfer for every team in the Premier League that is gunning for European football right now. Although I just realised, West Ham, we haven't put you in there. Sorry. Let's get into it quickly before they realise. Arsenal. I'm going to go rogue here, right? I've been thinking about this for a while, and I think this is genius, okay? Arsenal need goals, okay? They don't have a huge amount of money. Apparently, from what I've read, they've got about 11 million unless they sell Nketiah or some of these other guys. They need someone who can play the kind of football that they play. Danny Welbeck. Right?
Everything all right?
Cheap. He'll be cheap.
Wow.
He can play at this level. He can hold up the ball. He can finish. He's played for a team
He can finish.
Yeah, he's been finishing for seasons now.
You'll be finished after this,
He's
I tell
been
you.
finishing for seasons now. He doesn't have to start. He'd be okay with that. The vibes would be through the roof as well because Arsenal fans love that guy.
Yeah, it's a big check.
Wells.
Yeah.
I think this is really smart. I think it'd be cheap. It's not going to cost a lot. Because the thing is, look, say they want Osimhen or Tony, right? You want to buy them. You don't want to buy them now, really, but you do want to buy someone who can be an out-and-out striker for you. Welbeck is a genius shout. Let me know in the comments. This is smart business. Why have Brighton got him? Why does he play for Brighton?
Yeah, but
Because he's good.
Don't hurt me.
Because he's good.
But imagine if you're an Arsenal fan, you're excited for a January transfer window, you need a striker, and they go, guys, we've done it. Danny Welbeck's coming back.
But you got to be clever. I think he is a clever footballer. Technically very, very good, can hold up the ball. That's not a sort of dumb football team in Brighton in terms of the way that they play.
Do you want to go back to Welbeck at United? When there's pressure on, when you're asked to put the ball in the back of the net
He was a
constantly.
boy then. He's a man now. My shout is Danny Welbeck for Arsenal.
Right,
I think it's smart and I think it's cheap. Definitely could get him for 11 mil.
So he scores a lot of goals. Scored 2 this season, 6 last season. I don't know about scoring a lot of goals, man. I don't know.
If you add them all together, England international. Let's go to Chelsea.
You need goals. Chelsea.
Danny Welbeck, come on.
Chelsea struggle to put the ball in the back of the net. Every time you watch them, you're just screaming who's playing up front. And anyone they put up front at the moment just can't finish. Cole Palmer, great finisher as a 10, as a wide player. Put him up front against Middlesbrough, misses free sitters.
Yeah.
Go get a man who's very upset at his best friend's agent in Napoli, Victor Osimhen. Go spend the money.
I mean, if Chelsea spend any more money, I actually will be sick.
Really?
on this set right now.
Okay, well, no one wants that. So, first of all, you're right. In terms of open play XG, they're 4th in the league right now, Chelsea. The Osimhen thing, though, what I feel like everyone's forgetting is he falls out with everyone. So you're going to spend 130 million on a guy that you know is truculent.
Wait, do Chelsea always sign guys that are nice and get along with everyone? They absolutely don't. He suits everything that Chelsea
You'll get 2, at best 3 seasons, and then the problem will be he'll fall out with someone.
25 goals a season, 75 goals.
Yeah, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. If it was me, I would say stop spending money, Chelsea. Find out who's actually any good.
Have a look
in
at
this
this
team.
lad from Brighton.
Yeah, exactly. He's a boy, Osimhen. You need a man, Danny Welbeck. I would abstain if it's Chelsea. Need to stop spending money. Let's move on though. Villa.
Wow, you are really... I'm a Birmingham City fan, and that's real low from you, Jim.
Yeah, what's going to give them the title? Well?
Hopefully nothing, but I think that the main areas for them they need to strengthen in were sort of right back and striker, but that's sort of behind Ollie Watkins, it's a bit more like fluid. So you brought up Dan Juma as well. I think that's a smart signing. Some of the ones that had down here were for right back was Frimpong as well. Don't know if that's too big of a shout.
If they sign Frimpong, they should win the league. You can't be signing one of the best right backs in the world and go, I'll just sign him for a bit. Like, we're just having a go.
It's just something with Unai Emery where obviously he's been playing Matty Cash, but I just don't feel like he's fully sold on him.
Right, interesting. I think wow, if you can get that. I mean, so we're all fine with that. Are we? Danny Welbeck's getting thrown in the gutter here. I think that's over. There's no way he's leaving.
It's more realistic that Villa sign Frimpong than Arsenal should sign Welbeck.
For me, it's an alarm bell if he goes because he's probably going for the money if he goes to Villa, especially with what's going on.
Hopefully he doesn't go.
Okay, I think Dan Juma's a good shout, backup striker, and it's not working at Everton. Nubaid, Brighton.
Dominisha Berardi plays at Sassuolo, played in a De Zerbi. Very similar profile to Solly Marsh, probably gets more goals. Although Solly Marsh suddenly started scoring goals out of nowhere, and he's injured at the moment. And they have loads of injuries in those forward areas. The only thing is he's a little bit older than typical Brighton signing that they make, and he'll probably be quite expensive.
Older than Lallana, Milner,
But those guys they're just temporary fixes. He's a permanent fix, but top player.
Okay, Tottenham. I love this signing. First of all, in terms of a little bop on the nose of Chelsea. But secondly, in terms of a player that will work for this squad, if they can get Conor Gallagher, in terms of the energy that he will provide, then this is a player that could possibly not start for them.
That's crazy.
But to get him, if you can get him and get him for 40 million, the way that Ange wants his team to play, there could be moments where you either bring him on or start him in certain games, and he can play in several positions. He can play as the 8. He could actually play as a sort of pressing forward like he's done for Crystal Palace in the past. I think you could chuck him up top. You probably don't want to do that. But I just think there's so many options that you can use for him. And I think even from the point of view of the role of Sarr, in terms of someone going and getting in the box and having the energy to go and do that, he has that. I think Gallagher will be an unbelievable signing for Tottenham.
Here's a question though. Basuma, Sarr, Bentancur, Lo Celso,
Ollie Skip.
Is that Ollie Skip?
Højbjerg.
Gallagher, Højbjerg. There's a lot of midfielders there. And he's the main man at Chelsea. Why would you leave?
Is he the main man? They're trying to sell him.
Well, yeah, I think that's every time the window comes up, it feels like Conor Gallagher's been linked, and he doesn't know about it. It's like you're trying to get rid of it. What? I'm all right here. So every window it seems to happen.
I think he's a better fit at Tottenham than he is at Chelsea as well, just to say. Let's go to Liverpool. Nubaid, it's your team.
Go
Who do you
get
want?
my boy, Zubamendi. I like Endo. I think he's phenomenal. But Zubamendi is the permanent fix. I think his release clause is like 52, 53 million. He definitely has the qualities to be one of the best sixes in the world. He's a Busquets light type profile. And Liverpool will eventually, in my opinion, and I do love Endo, but will eventually need someone who can progress the ball better. So go get Zubamendi. And also,
Defensively, is he going to struggle?
yeah, he gets about. And
Yeah.
maybe not to the extent of Endo, because that's his primary job. But the one thing I will say, this is the best chance to win the league. The best way to do it is go buy the one player that fixes every problem that you've had all season.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Man United. Gunning for Europe? We're chucking him in there.
Gunning
We're chucking
for
him in there.
something, yeah.
They need a striker. Guirassy. Is Guirassy the answer? Well,
I think there's a lot of questions and there's not many answers coming from Manchester United at the moment. I mean, I think the big thing that I would say to them is just don't buy anyone, because there's so much sort of change coming at Manchester United and it needs to be fixed. And they're doing an audit at the moment. They're probably doing an audit of the playing squad, and you'd be like, right, he's staying, he's going. You just don't. If anything, I think Malin maybe on loan as to fill that striker void that they always do on loan with your Vegas, your Regalos. So I think, yeah, just focus on a loan, not a permanent.
The guy they need is Weghorst. They should
yeah,
have kept
bring him back. Bring him back.
No, I've got it. Danny Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck, mate. Come on. Finally, put some respect on his name. Guirassy has got a very low release clause, 15 million. It's been mooted, which I've been waiting to say in a transfer video this year. So that's great. Marlon, I think, is a good loan for them. Doesn't sort of take his chances. Sometimes that's my only frustration with him, but he can play on that right-hand side. He's got wheels as well, which is always great. Newcastle, Nubaid.
Calvin Phillips. I think they need to release Bruno Guimaraes. He's playing as a 6 is getting so wasted. Go bring in an actual natural 6. Don't know whether City would do business with Newcastle. I do wonder how that would play out.
Put the fees up as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so it'd be an expensive deal. But I think Calvin Phillips has Premier League experience. I think we've seen him play as a lone 6 and he does it quite well. Okay,
and finally, Man City, who generally don't buy players in the January window. I think it's been a long time since they've done so. But The Guardian have reported that Kimmich is on his way, or they're sort of flirting with Kimmich. I mean, football would end, wouldn't it, if they get Kimmich? So surely not, but it'd be a good signing, right?
It's a real sad day if Joshua Kimmich on to Manchester City. I mean, the big thing that we were talking about for them is the sort of the experience that's gone out the door and it's not been replaced. And if Joshua Kimmich comes in, I mean, that's the perfect replacement. It is unfair.
Can't do that. It's not.
So the contract is up in 2025. I think Alphonso Davies, his is 2025 as well.
Just get him then as
we've
well.
got a couple of well, on the left hand side, if you want a left back, that's
get him as well. Get him cheap as well. That'd be really good.
Yeah, exactly. Like they always do. But in terms of Pep and his love for control, it is over. If you get Kimmich, you'll never lose the ball again.
There's no point watching Man City play games anymore. Rodri to Kimmich, Kimmich to Rodri, Kimmich to Rodri, back again, into De Bruyne, floated over the top, Haaland goal, 6-0 City.
And also, when they do get injuries, they like when Gundogan turned into that attacking midfield and they just reinvented him in different roles. It doesn't matter who's there. He's like Foden, you're an inverted fullback now going forward. It just does it all the time.
Yeah. I guess it might eat itself. You'll have like so many players that want the ball. They all just
Yeah.
get closer and closer and closer and closer. So it's just it's like 4 players in a blob. Who knows? Who's the player that you would like to sign for your club if you're one of these clubs? And if not, just let us know. We'd like to have a chat in the comments down below.